Here we have three Mopar A-body lower control arms. What we're looking at today is the slop that I believe these were originally built with from the factory. This one's got a little bit, this one's actually in pretty good shape. That's pretty tight. This one is one of the worst I've ever seen. You can see how far you can slide the pivot. And today we're going to fix that. You can see this one here has a little bit. We may take that slop out. It's actually pretty good, but that's a little more than I like to see. This one here has almost none. There's not much chance of improving that one. But this one here, you can see the gap here. And what we do is we cut the weld on one side or the other, squeeze the two halves together and weld it back, and that takes the slop out. This control arm also is unique. I've seen this on some of the later model. You can see it's got the later model sway bar tab. Most of the control arms have a lip here. It's a little easier to see on this side. See if I can get it up there. You can see how the shell has a lip here. This one, on the other hand, has no lips. I don't believe it causes any excess wear. This control arm has been rebuilt a couple of times because I did not use any chisels to take out the outer shell of the bushing, but it's a little beat up, but it's very usable. Like I said, the lack of the lip concerned me the first time I saw that, but they don't seem to have any excess wear over the other type. So we'll get to cutting here. Okay, we're going to cut this weld here using the it's normally a 3-inch disc, but this one's a little wore out. That should be cut through. Just take a little pry bar and yep, that looks like it. And now we can take our C-clamp off. Okay, as you can see, we now have it clamped down in the vise. We've taken all the slop out that we can with the vise. When we weld it, it's going to spring out a little bit, so you want it pretty tight. Give it a tack right here. Then we'll let it loose and see how good we got it. You can see it'll still rotate. Got a little movement in there. Some of that is because one of these two halves has a little twist to it. We get pretty tight on one side and it's still a little loose on the other. And these might be better if they were the earlier type with the lip. But you can see how much slop we took out of that control arm. Now welded up, these control arms are getting stiffening plates, so weld those on and we'll be done. There. Now that we have the lower control arm bumper plate welded back in place, and we've taken almost all the slop out of this arm, now it's time to put the lower control arm stiffening plates on. This is our plate. Welding this onto the bottom of the control arm adds really a lot of stiffness. You can see they come flat, control arms round. I have found the best method to putting these on is to weld them in the middle. You want to line it up so you can still get a socket through for the lower control arm bumper nut, and so that these tapered ends will flow with those, the tapered part of the control arm. Take your vice grips, even a rusty old pair like this, clamp one side, clamp both sides, make sure you like the alignment. This one's still a little on the loose side. And then just give it a little bend down. We'll weld it here, then we'll move the vice grips. But that's pretty much the method. Make sure we're going to have good area to weld to. Now give it a little tack in the middle here. And remove that vice grip. Rotate it. It's a good tack right there. Now take and move this down to here. Check our gap. This particular control arm has a little dent in it there. We'll just bypass that area. Now we'll turn it around to the other side. I'll move it down to the end here. Finish off the ends. Come to this end. And finish the end. Finish the other end. Finish up a few gaps. There. One set of lower control arm stiffening plates in place. But there's your stiffening plate, your reduced gap. Still has a little, but it's a whole lot better than what was there.